Gonna toss a little variable ND there. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is like the first time in a really long time that I've just recorded for really no reason. I'm filming with my new FX30, which I'm super pumped about. Kind of just want to try it out. With that said, there's just not a lot of things going on. You know, there's not like any motocross practices going on. It's very much like in this weird in-between transition into spring. It's still cold out. Hopefully soon we'll be out shooting, but wanted to pick up the camera today and kind of just do like a little bit of a day in the life. There's a couple things I wanted to get done, a little project that I have in mind that I want to do. And yeah, just want to get used to just picking up the camera even when nothing interesting is happening. I also want to get better at storytelling, and I feel like the one way to do that is with just filming everything. So expect more content like this. I'll talk about the camera more in future videos, but I did pick up the FX30, which I'm like really excited about. It's my first like video only main camera. I'm usually doing like a hybrid setup with an A7 III, filming video and photo. And I just figured with the way business is going, my own content, weddings, it was smart to invest in a more video specific body. I'll talk about that more later on in later videos, but anyways, we have some editing to do, and then I'm going to talk about the project that we're going to be doing. Let's do it. I'm out of breath. Is this normal? I don't know. Also, for the B-roll for this, I'm not using the FX30. I'm actually using the DJI Nano with the FOV boost lens on it. Kind of a cool little setup. The FOV boost lens actually isn't made for this camera, but it gives you that cool little fisheye look to it. But the moment you try to use like image stabilization, it just like falls apart and doesn't work. But it's super easy to throw around, magnetized to pretty much anything, attached to a wall to get like really quick B-roll sequences. Okay, so one thing that I've been working on a lot is Instagram content. I've been posting there like crazy. So if you want to see more of my content, go check out Instagram. But the one thing that I've been trying to do is I've been posting a lot of like my POV photography reels for motocross, trying to find any kind of pattern in the algorithm. I've had videos do like 200K views, and then I'll post another video that is almost exactly the same editing, same hook, and it'll get like 2,000 views. So I'm trying to find a pattern. So if you follow me on Instagram and you get annoyed by how much content I'm posting, I do apologize, but I'm just trying to figure it out, I guess. And maybe that's not possible. Maybe there is no figuring it out. But anyways, that brings me to the project that I want to work on. So I have a bunch of these small prints of my old photos that I've taken throughout the years that I had printed out. Now, if you've been subscribed to me for a few years now, you'll know that these are the photos that I used to have on my wall back at my old place. And when I moved here to this apartment, I never hung them back up. Now, I want to start doing some more talking videos on Instagram, but I want to have like a dedicated angle for those talking head videos. And I actually have a corner here that's perfect for it. So this is like a completely blank corner. And I figured it would be a good spot to throw some of these photos up and then use that as my backdrop for my vertical videos. I think it'll be kind of like a good setup. I'll have to be like pretty close to the wall, but it's not really, I don't really want this to be like super perfect. Something that I could even film with a cell phone, but I just want a nice backdrop behind me. What I'm gonna use to hang them up is I'm gonna use sticky tack. So I've got a little ball of this stuff. Hopefully this is enough to hang up all of them. You don't really need a lot. This stuff does a pretty good job, especially on really small stuff like this. Sweatshirts, my hockey stick, toss this stuff over here. Skateboard, Grizzly grip. What do you know about the Grizzly grip? It's kind of just dependent on what I want the spacing to look like how close I want these together. It's also dependent on how many I actually have. Okay, so I ended up counting wrong. I actually have 40 total photos. So I was gonna try to do 5 rows of 8, but the problem with that is I already tried lining these up, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get 8 photos to line up and fit on this wall. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do rows of 7, and then we'll have a few left over. Okay, now let's get this thing started. So this is what we have so far. We have the first row of 7 done. What I ended up deciding to do is start on my vertical row just to try and decide what spacing I want. Right now I'm kind of going with having a little bit more of a space on the rows going down, just because I kind of want this to go all the way down behind me, so like when I'm filming you don't see the bottom edge. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, but to start, it's taking a lot longer than I thought it would, honestly. All right, the photo wall is finished. Honestly, it turned out pretty good. I ended up moving this layer up here, was originally down here. So I moved it up, partially because when I record, I felt like it went down too low and you didn't see enough of the photos above my head. So I ended up moving that layer up there, and I think it works pretty good. Honestly, I could see myself adding more photos to this so that it goes up a little bit higher and maybe a little bit lower, just to give me some more room to film in front of. But really though, I like the way it turned out. I think it looks good. Here, let me show you my favorite photo on this wall. So my favorite photo is this one right here. This is a photo from a fire lookout in Washington. We were like so high up in the air. It was sunset, and we stayed late to, you know, catch the sunset over on the mountain. One thing that's cool is that this fire lookout doesn't actually exist anymore. So it's pretty cool that I have a photo of it. And this is my friend that's sitting out on like the front deck. All right, everybody, that's pretty much it for this video. Just finishing up everything for the night. Got a lot of editing to do, so I'm not gonna bother filming any of that. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this was somewhat entertaining for you guys to watch. If it was, let me know down below. If not, let me know down below. Anyways, subscribe if you want to follow along. If you want to check me out on Instagram, I'll put the link down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.